So VAC will be variance at completion. So how will you describe variance at completion? Just thinking about the word that we are looking at. I don't need any special definition. Just say what you understand from, like if you think about the content of what you're describing, it's easy for you to describe it. So what will you say variance at completion, what will it be? What will you think it will be?
I think the variance at completion means whatever differences exist between the budgeted cost and the actual cost
God bless you.
that was spent on
Absolutely.
the job.
Yes. Absolutely. Project budget surplus or deficit. It can be surplus, it can be deficit at the end of the project. It's only in Western world you can see a project of deficit and they will return it back to the coffer. For my own motherland, it does not exist. We only have deficit. There's nothing like surplus. Okay, so that's fine. Now we are not going to, we will not be going into these parameters that we have established now. We've been able to establish PV, which is planned value, and we said is the authorized budget assigned to scheduled work. We went further to say EV, which is end value, is work performed in terms of budget authorized for that job. We also talked about actual costs. At actual costs incurred in work performed. And we went further to say BAC, which is budget at completion, is budgeted amount for the total work. We said EAC, estimate at completion, is expected total cost for the project. While ETC, estimate to complete, is the expected cost to finish all the remaining project work. And finally, we said VAC is variance at completion, which is project budget surplus or deficit at the end of the project. I'm only just trying to recap. So now we want to go into analysis. This was where I wanted to be able to use the blackboard and do the calculations there, but I did not set it up. So hopefully maybe by tomorrow, yeah, we should be able to look at that because this M value, the analysis can be done with the use of Primavera pieces, and it can also be done with Excel. But Excel is more elaborate, more flexible, a lot you can do. So we'll be looking at both the way they do it in Primavera pieces, and we'll also look at the way it's done in Excel in subsequent time that we'll be able to meet. So I would like to please write down so that you'll be able to follow.
Recording in progress.
When you write down plus your, yeah, it's echoing, guys. Yeah, so if you're able to write down, you'll be able to also, if you have your calculator or your phone calculator will help. So I want us to take a scenario. For example, I have a contract to build a fence around a public primary school. I have a contract to build a fence around a public primary school. For example, I know I always like to use Kabbalah Doki Primary School. That was my primary school. It's only Mr. Tuji we know where I'm talking from. So, so I got the contract from Kaduna State Government to build a fence around Kabbalah Doki Primary School. Now, we assume that the fence is a four-sided project. four-sided project. So as I'm telling you, talking to you, please scramble it in a way that you'll be able to understand the analysis. Each side of the project is 1,000. The total budget for this project is $4,000. Each side will cost me 1,000 to do it. So side A 1,000, side B 2,000, another 1,000. So each four side is 1,000, which will give me a total of 4,000 as a budget. And again, two things you must you must note. We are looking at both but when you are tracking progress, you are looking at both budget and time. So we say the budget to do each side of the fence is 1,000. So to complete the first side will be 4,000. Each side duration is 1 week. So if I'm spending 1 week to do one of the sides, what will be total duration of the project then?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. So we want to say we are starting from side A. If we are starting from side A, and at the end of, we are starting from side A, and at the end of side A, or 1 week. 1 week. I'm trying to think about the duration that will make us understand the calculation now. Let me see. What duration will I give now? Okay. 1 week. 1 week is 5 working days calendar. Working days calendar. Okay. Let me say at the end of week 3, let's say week 3 around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or week 3 around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that would be more or less half of the duration, right? The 1 week, because the 1 week is 5 days. But we decided to go and check progress after we went to check progress on the 3rd day around, let's say 12 or 1, half of the day. So how much do you think we're supposed to have spent if we went to check progress in week 3, half of week 3? How much do you think we're supposed to have spent?
3,005.
Okay.
No, 2,005.
Oh, okay, yeah, 2005. Middle of the 3,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2,500. That's what we are supposed to have spent. Okay, so now let me give you the situation report. When we went to site, what we saw. So when we got to site about 12 noon or 1 o'clock on the 3rd day, we found out that they have done 50%. 50% of what they are supposed to do for that fence. The first one side of the fence, only 50% has been done, and they spent $700. So that is the situation report.
That's a variance of about 20% for that week.
Absolutely.
Calculate for the whole
yes.
contract.
So how much were they supposed to have spent at that point, at that particular day?
$500.
$500. That's correct. Okay, now we are going to take our we are going to now start working on our parameters that we have. We want to start with PV. So PV will be PV for this scenario that we are creating. PV will be what?
$500.
Okay.
For that week.
PV for week 1, I mean.
Oh, for week 1?
Yes.
That's 1,000 for the entire week.
Yes. Now, end value, EV, will be what in this scenario?
$500 for that week, for week 3.
Now, go back to the definition of EV. What did we say EV was? Sorry?
Okay.
Check your definition for EV. What did you say EV was? So EV, we say, is work performed in terms of budget. And in another word, you can say is money that should have been spent based on the volume of work done. The money that should have been spent, not the one that was spent though. So please, could you think about what you are saying? PV is money that should have been spent. So when we went to check what was happening on site on day 3 at 12 noon, how much should have been spent as at that day? We said it before already.
500.
500. But when we got to site, they've already spent 700. So please understand the difference. So your EV is 500. So now what will be your AC?
700.
God bless you. That means you're following. That's what I want to make sure everybody is following. See, the way we discuss this thing, easy. If you follow it, this thing is very important though. And if you understand it, the very basic and the difference, you will not struggle yourself a day to your interview trying to cram. This one, you're the talker like saying that part of you, because you understand the small. I'm just trying to do it in the way that we understand it. So you know how to just put it in your head when you need it. Okay, we are good with that. Now, we said AC, which is actual, was 700. So what will be our BAC now?
Oh.
1,2.
30% variance. 1,2.
Okay.
1,2, 50, 70.
$4,000.
No, it's if it continues at that rate, then it might be 1,4.
Mr. Kevin, can you always look at what we are discussing? So Tuji just said it straight. You need to pay attention to what we are discussing so that you to be easy. First of all, what is BAC?
Budgeted amount total work.
Budget at completion.
Oh, it's made
Okay. Sorry. I like the that means it's not done now, right? For your I like that. That is what I want to create. I want to make it done for our brain well so that it will be easy to say. You don't need to cram or begin to think of calculation. You don't need much if you understand what is there. So budget at completion. We have budgeted 4,000, which is 4 times the first side of the fence that we are building. Each side is 1,000 multiplied by 4. That's 4,000. Done. No too much of talk. Okay. Now we want to go into our interpretation and analysis. The analysis, what we have discussed so far are the data you collect from site. But you now need to manipulate those data to have a meaning and explain it to your boss. So in this part now, we are not going to be looking at four other abbreviations. Which is VC, SV, sorry, what am I saying? CV, SV, CPI, and SPI, 4 of them. Initially, the data we have talked about PV, EV, AC, BAC. Those one has been established. We have discussed that one now extensively, and we'll give example. Now we are moving for that to go to CV, which is cost variance, SV, which is schedule variance, SPI, and CPI. Please don't take this for granted, though. This is 60% of the work we do, because every week you must report, and our reporting is only within these 4 area that we are going now. And if you don't understand the first 4 that we discussed, you cannot get the calculation for these 4. Even if you ask Primavera to do it for you, you need to explain to your team what it means. If you don't know this we are analyzing now, you cannot explain it to your team. Even if PCs will do it for you, though, but you need to understand what PC did for you to explain it. Okay, so now we now say cost variance. It's it's just English word, cost variance. Variance means varying from expectation, right? Different from what we expect. Let me use that word. So cost variance. The schedule has to do with time. Cost na money matter. I say I go spend 1K, meanwhile I don't blow 100K, I go marry wife and not do my work as usual. Right? So schedule variance. We schedule that this job is going to last for 20 days. I did 4 days. I abandoned the project. Come back later, I call the give story. Then there will be variance. So variance is varying from the expected plan arrangement before. We don't talk and say this job now 20,000 and it will cost 20 days. When there is a deviation from it, good or bad, it's a variance. Okay, so that is established. Now, so from my explanation now, what will you say CV is? Cost variance. What would that be?
$200.
$200.
200.
We understand it? So Mr. TJ said 200. He's correct, but if I want to mark him, I'll give him I'll give him 70%. I need you to tell me what it will be.
Is it in terms of percentage, sir?
We are not looking at, we don't do percentage in cost.
Cost.
We don't do percent. Now, for you to be able to get what I'm trying to get out from Mr. Tuji, because it's important. What is the
And the end
formula?
value minus the actual cost.
Sorry?
The cost variance will be the end value minus the actual amount, the actual cost.
God bless you. So what would that be?
200.
Like,
No, the actual cost was 4,002 now. And the end value was is it 500? The amount of work done. I didn't get. I think you can tell me mention it now when you say the third day.
Don't mix up this thing. No, make sure. That's what I told you right now. When you know it is easy to confuse. Make sure you are following it so you go get that once. You don't need to go there listen to video. They waste time. Understand that now. You gave me the formula which you said end value minus actual cost. So what did I say end value is?
Work performed. Okay.
That's work performed in terms of budgets.
Work
right?
performed in terms of budget.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. From what we have, it should be negative.
God bless you.
Negative 200.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Minus 200 is not anything at 200, guys.
Oh. Variance can
Aha.
flow positive and negative.
Absolutely.
Very true. Very, very true.
It's very, very true. You must take into cognizance that. Don't miss it out. If you don't say minus 200, then you are not correct. Your analysis will not give you a true picture because all this you are saying, you are going to put it in the graph. So if your graph is under the S axis or above the X axis, they mean different things. For this scenario, the graph will run through under the S axis. If you want to go and mark your value, you just close 200. 200 on top of the X today now. There your graph is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a small thing, but please take note of it. It's important.
It's small, but it's very important.
Very important. Okay, let's go to schedule variance now. Now, what is the formula for scheduled variance? Schedule variance, time problem, right? So schedule variance is end value minus PV. What is PV?
Plan value.
Okay. So end value is what? What you earn. End value is what? As at that day, you are supposed to have earned what? 500, right?
Yes.
Based on the job, you have done 500. But what was the planned value for that week?
1,000.
Okay, so SV scheduled variance will be what?
500.
Minus.
God bless you. Minus 500. Don't make the same mistake again, man.
So I thought you said schedule variance is a time deviation.
Yes.
So SV, well, we're still looking at amounts. I'm confused.
Okay. Don't be confused.
Okay.
Look at the definition, the formula we are using for it. What is the formula? EV minus PV. Why the scheduled cost variance is EV minus AC. This one is EV minus PV. So just know that what you're supposed to get is minus 500. Don't be confused. So let's go to the next one, which is CPI, which is almost every interview. Mr. Saruman knows.
Everything when you talk so now, they asked me that yesterday, which is
there is no interview go. This thing, if you don't understand them, you go blah blah. But if you understand, you go, you're the talker like say it's part of you. Now just clear understanding that you need. So now we look at CPI. What is CPI? Cost Performance Index. Cost, understand the words that I'm using. Cost Performance Index. There's also Schedule Performance Index, which is SPI. We have not gotten to that one yet. Let's finish this one. Cost Performance Index formula is end value divided by AC, actual cost. So what will be the parameters we are putting in there now? What is our end value?
4,000.
Like
for the week or for the entire project?
For the week, we are
Okay.
See,
500.
listen.
500.
Don't talk about the week because we are analyzing based on the day we went to check progress on site.
Okay.
So that day you check progress on site in Primavera pieces, you need to go and schedule, put the schedule for that date. That's where you see that blue line. Remember?
Data date, yeah.
God bless you. So that DD date will show the date you visited site. So you are taking analysis of the progress report as at that day.
Okay.
To say, we are doing well at this stage, or alarm day, within 2,000, we want spend. As at today, we don't blow 15K. When you not be local government chairman for Kuturu. Anyway, now, CPI is 500 divided by what?
700.
Yes, that is correct. Because you
71%.
budgeted, you were supposed to spend 500, but you have spent 700. So 500 divided by 700 is what?
71%. Or 0.71.
Same thing. The same thing, 0.71. But most times we don't want to put into percentage yet because it is from when it's 0.71, they will be able to know whether we are doing well or doing good. All right. So with this report now, are we good or bad?
Bad.
Absolutely. So the threshold is once you have anything less than 1, if your CPI is less than 1, you have a problem already. If your CPI is exactly 1, you are on target. That means you are good. Your plan is equivalent to your actual. Perfect job. Now, when it's more than 1, for example, you have 1.2, 1.5, your guy will say, you guys, now they try, you are saving me money. So don't work more than the money you budgeted to spend. So just know they will always ask you in PMP exam or interview, when you have a CPI of 0.25, what does it mean? You are in a bad situation already. But when you have a CPI of 1.2, 1.3, good job. Okay. Let's go further to look at SPI. SPI, Schedule Performance Index. So the formula for that is also EV, end value, divided by PV.
Same.
So that would be what?
Same thing.
When you say same thing, what do you mean? What would it be? Say it out. Let's know.
0.71. I need to be a bit clearer on this planned value.
0.5.
0.5.
Oh,
Just cool down, Kevin, and follow it. If you cool down, you go get up. So it's 0.5.
Oh, now I
I
understand.
said, yes, follow the word I use. I say end value means end, what you achieved.
So far, out of the entire week.
Absolutely.
Out of
So
the entire
end
week.
value,
Okay.
you earned 500 amount. Now, planned value, but you planned 1,000. So it's 500 divided by 1,000 will give you 0.5. So when you have 0.5, are you doing good or you are doing bad?
Bad.
Very bad.
Bad.
You're not doing well. If they don't do something very drastic, then you have a problem.
Excuse me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But the time that has passed, we're supposed to have reached when we're at, you said that we're at, everything takes a week, right?
Yes.
And we're in day 2.5 out of that week.
The three
Day 3 midway, sorry.
midway, what do I say?
Yes.
Oh, right.
So,
Of course, what you said is correct. The 2.5, that's the same thing. Carry on.
so if the time has not elapsed fully for the week, why should we be judging it for the entire week? I'm missing something there.
Sorry?
He's trying to talk about the plan value, right? That the plan value should not be 1,000.
Exactly.
Because the plan for half of that week is 500, as at the 2.5. You plan to spend
Exactly.
500 half day, the next balance half is another 500.
Yes, because we've not reached the time. So why should we be budgeting or planning against a time that has not reached? Why should we be judging against an entire week when the week has not completed?
Yeah. Do you understand, sir?
Okay, so let me explain what we are doing. Now, what are we calculating?
Schedule performance.
Okay, SPI, schedule performance index.
Yes.
Schedule performance index. You are more or less calculating the percentage. You are on you are expected to have done. You are expected to have done. No, the whole week you are spending 1,000.
Yes.
And 2.5 days you spend 500.
Mm-hmm.
No, the schedule performance index is putting into cognizance what you must supposed to have spent within the week and how much you have spent. Do you know that? Because from our analysis, there's already a delay from when we calculated SV and CV. There's already a variance. So the index is checking from end to end as relates to where you are. That's why I call it schedule, because there was no reason. We already have checked SV. Why are they not coming with SPI?
Okay,
So,
sir.
yes.
For your planned value,
Yes.
you know your planned value for a planned value for a week, you know it varies, right? Like at day 2, your planned value for day 2 is different from planned value for day 5.
I know.
Yes, that's what I want to know as well.
So
I know, because listen, whatever you are doing is in comparison in comparing to the budgeted approved. Don't do anything in isolation. The budget for that week is $1,000. If you want to see your performance as it relates to the budget for that week, you cannot, don't be thinking of, oh, Now I'm in my day 2. Let me check plan to day 2. Don't do that. You're going to get
No.
it wrong.
No, maybe I'm not explaining myself properly. What I'm trying to explain is, because if we use what I'm trying to, maybe I don't know, maybe let me rephrase my sentence. What I'm trying to say is, because if we go with this approach of you are using the entire plan for the week to check, but this means every of your SPI there must be a delay, because there's no way you spend at day 1 or day 2, you assume to have spent your schedule can be the same as what is supposed to be for the entire week. What I'm trying to explain is, for day 1 or day 2 and day 3, the PV must be different. So now, if we're looking at the schedule performance as at day 2.5, we should be looking at the PV, the planned value for day 2.5.
I understand the point you are making, right?
Yes,
but the
yes,
point you are making is try to understand what you are checking for. First of all, what is SPI checking for?
The delay, the time, if we're on target time or if there's a delay.
Time variance.
You are looking at time variance, or rather, the progress rate, the rate at which you are making progress. It means the progress rate as at that time is 50% of the original planned rate. That is what, that's why I keep stressing index.
Okay.
SPI is meaning our progress rate as at that day is 50% of our original planned rate. So that means the way it's going is not in pari pursuit with the rate at which we're supposed to go. Because remember, the analysis you are doing, we did not just suddenly jump into SPI. We've already seen that when we did SV, we already seen that there's already a minus 500. So that will give you a picture of what we are talking about. I understand what is SPI doing. SPI is checking for the rate of progress. Don't think about the money in this scenario. Now, let me go back to CPI. What is CPI checking for?
The cost, the amount of money spent, the cost performance.
Go further. Try to explain it more.
Okay, the CPI is checking for if it is trying to check how much you have spent in comparison with what you have spent in comparison of what you plan to spend.
Don't go that route. Don't go that route. Let me follow the route I'm going to tell you now. That will make you not to mix it up again. CPI meaning for every $1 spent on this project. Are you getting it?
Yes. I know that route. I remember that route. Yeah, I remember that small.
So please just cool down, follow it. Yeah. If you can, write it down. Go back and revise it so the thing go down. No. Now, CPI means for every $1 spent on this project, the value we are getting is only 0.74. Meaning we are not getting full value for our money with regards to the budget we have.
Okay, Oga, sorry to cut you.
Yes.
This our schedule variance. Blessing are there, the wahala day. This schedule variance we were talking about, we said we spent $500 at day 2.5, right?
Yes.
That's for the schedule variance. Now, I think let's forget about planning. Let's look at a layman view. At the 2.5, what do you think we are supposed to have spent if we are budgeting 1,000 for 5 days? At the 2.5, what do you think the plan? What do you think we are supposed to have spent at
our analysis is not centered on the 2.5. Our analysis is centered on the 2.5 in cognizance to the final 5th day.
Okay.
You get it? That's why we are saying index. I'm not a mathematician, but if you know what index means. So meaning it has to do with the rate. We are looking at rate of progress. So if you want to explain, if you have a SPI of 0.5, they say, what does that mean? they ask you, what does that? You say we are not doing good. What you mean we are not doing good? What does it mean? They say it's 0.5. What does it mean? Say we are what? Why do you say we are not? What does
We are getting 0.5 out of it. We are spending $1, but what we are getting is 0.5 value.
No. Osarume, you are missing up. We are talking of SPI. We're not talking of CPI. CPI is when you are getting value for money. Oh.
Okay.
Don't mix it up. I tell you
Okay,
guys. This
So
thing now is
SPI is just a rate of progress.
God bless you.
Wow.
Just know
So
it's
it
the
doesn't mean that we are doing badly or we are doing well. It's just the
yes.
amount of time that's passed.
So for that day 2.5 that we went to check, it means that our rate of progress is only 50% of the original planned rate. It's 50%. So that is it.
Both SB and SPI are like snapshots, point in time values.
Absolutely. Okay, so those are the various checks that we do. Now, when you've come up with SPI, CPI, CV, and SV, what do you do with it? The next stage is what we do forecast. Salome, I should expect that this thing will be done for you because you don't go over around several times, right? The way we are analyzing it, the way we take a step by step, I will not follow it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, they follow.
I tried in a way that everybody can follow, so we're not going to miss them. Now, the next thing we have done, we have established data. We finish from data, we now analyze the data. The next stage now, we are going to use the data to make forecasts based on the data we have established. Now, under forecast, we will look at EAC. We will look at EAC is what? Estimate at completion. Then we look at ETC, estimates to completion. Then we look at VAC, variance at completion. So these are the things, and most importantly at the end, because whether good or bad, how are you going to solve the problem? So the last parameter will be what? TCPI. You don't use that one before, Sarume?
I don't see how when I did. I never use that.
If you don't follow, it will hold you one corner. Anyway, so please, this stage that we are now, we are going to be analyzing 4 things: EAC, ETC, VAC, and finally TCPI. So we start from the first one, EAC. EAC is estimate at completion. We already know estimate at completion. What do you think would be the formula for that? Guys, look at the content of what we are saying and see what can bring it down out. Estimate at completion. At completion.
That should be CPI multiplied by PV, I think.
CPI multiplied by what?
No, not plan value.
No, it's the actual cost.
CPI multiplied by
difference.
duration. Plan duration.
I don't think so.
Okay. So,
I think the EAC should be the actual cost plus the difference between the budget at completion and the end value.
Lie. I would have expected that the best place to start from is that when you say at completion, you should be thinking of budget. What is at the end, how much you plan to spend? That's where you should start. I told you guys, for you to understand
CPI times budget or budget divided by CPI.
No, it can be the budget plus the variance.
No.
Kevin
just hit the nail on the head. If you think about the wordings, you'll be able to frame the formula. Don't cram it. Let it flow naturally. Estimate at completion. At the end, that's budget. So budget divided by cost performance index. Okay? So what will that one be now? And remember, guys, you already know the budget. Budget is 4,000, but we say estimate at completion. What is different? We described this thing from the beginning. That's why I said take it and follow one by one. What is the difference between estimate at completion and budget at completion? I said it that time. Oh. I don't know if you wrote it down. Go back and look at your note if your note is detailed.
Budget is fixed. Estimate is a point in time value.
God bless you. Absolutely. So budget is fixed. Estimate can vary depending on the scenario. So for you to now get what is happening on this project that we are analyzing, you need to go and say budget divided by the performance index, the cost performance index that we calculated. So it's going to be what then?
That is 5,633.8.
Absolutely. You see, as well as they happen, you already plan, say this budget now 4,000, but from your estimate now, you see, say 4,000 not going to do the job. You should estimate quickly, tell your people, say, as at today, with the budget we have is 4,000, but from the data that I have, my analysis is showing we are going to spend 5,600 though. So your management had to quickly go and meet the client and say, but let's say go add money during this, if not, we'll go abandon budget. For what you going, this money will budget, not will finish the work. That is our job, to analyze and advise management.
Excuse me, sir. There is we're focusing, we're doing all this based on a value from 1 week. Shouldn't we, because it's kind of like we're assuming this is what happened in week 1 and week 2. Don't we need the values for week 1 and week 2 to make this assessment, sir?
Okay, what is forecast?
Well, it's prediction.
Prediction based on what?
Based on week 3.
Based on trend of events up to week 3. Right?
If we put it up to week 3, that means we have to get the values for week 1 and 2 to be sure.
That is why we did not just come and take the value only for week 3. We are taking value is accumulated 1 to 3. Not be here. Kevin, what's happening?
Sorry, sir. Okay.
we did not just start working in week 3. We did the week 1. We did week 2. Sorry, we didn't just start working in day 3. We did day 1. We did day 2. We did day 3. Right?
Okay. Okay.
So
all right. So
it's
fine.
accumulation. We are not just project. For example, project started on Monday. But we not chose to go and check progress on the 3rd day to see how they are progressing. So based on the data that we have, progress done so far to day 3, that's why we are saying rate of progress. The rate of progress, if it's going to continue, if you are progressing in this rate after day 3, with this progress rate, there's problem at the end. You are forecasting based on trend of events that you have seen within the reporting period. That's why you cannot forecast.
Okay.
It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we go. The budget is 4,000, but from what we have seen after day 3, 4,000 not go do this work, my brother. Make we go find more money. So now that one is clear. Let's go to ETC. What's the meaning of, I described this in the beginning because before I reached here, that was why I was building it gradually. Now, ETC is what?
Estimate to completion.
Thank you. So estimate to completion, what does it mean?
The amount of time left to complete.
Don't tell me time.
The cost, the extra
The amount
cost.
of cost.
God bless you. Don't use the wrong word because I can only hear what came out from your mouth. I don't know what's in your mind.
Okay, sir.
So
The cost to
how much
completion.
it means how much do we need to finish the remaining work starting after day 3? How much we need more? We don't blow money past what we say we go blow. Now 500 was supposed to blow as at that time, but don't blow 700. So if you don't blow 700, the remaining 2.5 days to make the 1 week.
Yeah, so I think that's, let me drop the gun, 1,004. Sir?
Come again?
I said, let me jump the gun, 1,004.
1,000. No, right now I'm not doing it. I'm doing it in cognizance to the budget.
The total budget. Okay.
Total budget, yes, please. Ogatuji.
EAC minus budget.
God bless you. I don't say this. Why did they? No, they don't.
No, minus actual cost, so not minus budget.
Yes.
Actual cost. Sorry, actual cost.
But in the reason, I know that he understands it. That's why I called him. But you know, blah blah out something different from what is in your mind. So it's EAC minus actual cost. You have now budget at completion tells you are going to spend 5,600 against the budget. Now, if what you are going to spend based on your forecast is 5,602, it will now be minus the money you have already spent. So it's supposed to be 5,602 minus 700. That will give you your ETC.
It's 4,000.
That will give you 4,902.24.
Did we calculate EAC here before?
We did. We
We did
started
that
from
with
EAC.
DAC minus CP over CPN.
Yes, when we started the forecast section. Are you taking notes down?
Okay. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we are good with ETC.
Sorry, this ETC, please, can we go over it?
Okay. So now, what the meaning of ETC? ETC is how much do we need to finish the remaining work? In this scenario, after day 3, we don't blow 700 for as at day 3. Oh. We are doing forecast, though. We are not doing plan. The forecast is saying that we are going to finish this whole work with 5,602. And we have already spent 700. How much do we know do we need, based on forecast, how much do we need to finish this job? That's what ETC is talking about. How much do we need to finish the remaining work?
Okay.
Is it clear, Mr. Tuji?
Yes.
Okay. So we will now go to VAC. V has to do with variance. Variance has to do with a deviation from plan. So variance at completion, what do you think that would be? Listen to the wordings. Variance at completion. What is it varying from? It's varying from the plan, right? So that will give you an idea of what the formula will be.
BSc minus ESC.
Sorry?
Budget at completion minus the estimates to complete.
God bless you. Simple as that. We budgeted 4,000. But from the way we are going, the way they blow the money from 1 to the 3, don't blow 500, don't blow 600 sharp. All I go do now 5,000 you go spend, no, not be 4,000. So the variance will be the budget that we had minus our estimation.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would be that number? Are you guys calculating it? What is our VAC? First of all, read out the numbers for me. Let me see if you know. Guys, I'm waiting for you.
So which numbers you say you should read that?
The numbers you are using for your VAC.
For BAC, I wrote $4,000.
Mm-hmm.
And for ETC,
Like $4,000 cannot be your VAC.
no. I mean B.
When you say D, what do you mean by D?
No, I say no, he's saying B.
AB. BAC.
We are in VAC. Oh.
I know.
So what numbers are you using to get your VAC? First of all, what is the formula for VAC?
I think that's what we said is BAC minus ETC.
No, ESC.
Minus EAC, not be ETC.
Oh, it's minus EAC. Okay.
So what would that be? Budget at completion minus estimate at completion. This is what you are doing. Oh. If you follow it, you will answer it very fast. Budget at completion minus estimate at completion. So what would be the answer? Guys, are you sleeping?
I got minus 1,633.
Never gonna be correct.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the ETC again?
There's nothing bringing
What did you use
ETC.
as actual cost?
Nothing bringing ETC here.
I just wanted to know because just make sure I'm following.
Yeah, ETC. We said ETC was your EAC minus AC.
Yeah. How much was AC supposed to be 2005? Oh no, 2007. Sorry.
Kelvin, you need Yoruba Bible.
Delta, sir.
Okay, maybe you need the stash and banga. Because the where you come from, I don't know. It is a Yoruba now, say me the fire my language. They go make the eye clear. Because if you follow the way I tried my best to break it down, we're not supposed to make
So
any.
that's 1,633.8. That's BAC, right?
What are the what?
633.8.
So read the numbers you did. What was the number you used? What
That
did
is
you?
4,000
Huh?
minus, okay, minus 163. Okay, that's 4,000 minus 5,633.8.
But where did you get 5633? It's not 5602.24.
No, it's 5,633.80.
What did you call it? What?
5,633.080.
Hold on.
That's the EAC, estimate at completion.
Yes. Let me
Budget
check.
over CPI.
Let me check my calculator. Maybe I didn't miscalculate. Maybe my own I need about this is so for Benin about with the job. Okay. Okay, let me say 4,000 divided by 0.714. You guys are wrong. What did you use as your CP?
0.71.
Sorry?
0.71.
0.71.
Okay, so you guys are all science students. You should know that you don't approximate 3 decimal places before you get your final answer. What you're supposed to leave there is 0.714 minimum science. Because if you estimate, if you approximate before you go further, you are going to get wrong numbers, guys.
Okay.
Don't approximate. At a minimum of 3 decimal places you must leave before you get your final answer. If you go otherwise, you're going to get wrong number. What you're supposed to use there is 4,000 divided by 0.714 minimum. So in this scenario, if you divide 4,000 divided by 0.714, will give you 5,602.24.
Correct.
You know, giving me 5,600 round.
202.24.
Yes.
Or 241.
But if you do, once you don't pass point something, 241 also, of course, if you have one on your own. But my own, I cannot call it 2.41 because what I got is 5,602.240. So once it is
I
zero,
got 2.2409. That's what I got.
2.2408.
9 is what I got. Okay.
9 though. So if you approximate it, you are correct. You can make it 0.241. Anyway, so those are just little details. So when you now use that in your VAC, it will be supposed to be 4,000 minus 5,602.241. So what you're supposed to get now, what is your answer?
Minus
1,006.
1,602.24.
Somebody said something else.
I said 1,006 for me.
You are correct. You are
I
completely
use
wrong.
Excel to calculate.
Minus.
You are wrong.
Minus
Minus
1,602.
1,006. Sorry.
Please correct yourself. Don't say there are two different things. It's minus 1,000. It's minus 1,602.24. Okay, so that one is tidied up. From the forecast that we made, if we want to explain, if we want to make explanation to our boss or our team, under end area, talking on, we'll look at both end and index. For end values, when we have a value of 0, what is the status of the project?
It's going on as planned.
Going on as planned. God bless you. And when we are looking at the index area, where we are trying to look at the rate at which things are going, when we have a value of 0, what do we think is happening? For example, you have a CPI or SPI of 0. What will you say is happening?
If this is less than 1, I will say it's not going as planned. Like it's CPI or SPI.
Both of them.
Is negative. If it's negative, it's not good since it's less than 1.
I did not say negative. I said 0.
That one now is not that one can't, but it's less than 1. If it's less than 1, 0 is less than 1 now.
I deliberately ask you this one because
I know because we don't cram it now. If it's less than 1, if it's 1, this is all the recital and primary school poem. This 0 now come.
I know where I will catch you if
but to think of it, yes, 0, I'll still say it's not going, it's not good. Like
my
it's
brother,
negative.
0, you are on target. Just put up on it. Don't make mistake. 0, you are on target. Yes, so
okay, now wow. So 0 and 1 be like it's
absolutely. 0, you are on target.
1 should be surplus, huh?
No, one is still on target.
Now, the one is on target.
It's on target, but it's surplus.
On threshold because the reason why I say that depends on the software you are using. Some software will put it that the threshold is 1, so it can either be 1 or 0. That's when you are on target. But once you are less than 1 or you are less than 0, you remember 0.9 is less than 0. Do you know that?
Yeah, sure.
So 1 and 0, you are on target. Just know that. But everybody just talk of 1 plus 1. When they ask you 0, you go say He go throw you off balance.
I said 0. I wanted to phrase 0. He tell you 0. He said the phrase.
Because you want reboot. They'll say, can you come up with that again? They come up with a reboot. Voila. Okay, so let's do the very last one. Now you have done your forecast. You have been able to forecast that there is an issue. Your budget was 4,000, but your estimate to completion is now 5,000 something. So what possible correction advice are you going to give? That's when we do what we call TCPI, complete performance index. TCPI, to complete performance index. So now we have two analyses we do here. We are looking at how to manage the budget when we know we get problem. And we're also looking at how to manage the schedule or the timing. So we are now trying to see how to advise them about the budget. You need the formula for TCPI will now be BAC minus EV divided by BAC minus AC. Budget at completion minus end value divided by budget at completion minus actual cost.
Okay.
That one would help you to tell them for the budget to whatever TCPI gives you, that's what you are advising them. As at today, you are forecasting that this is what you need to solve your problem. If not, you are going to have problem. So this TCPI, does it measure amount or measure rate?
To complete, it should be to complete performance.
It measures both.
It's not measuring both.
Okay.
I think it's amount.
So what you are saying is, what this one is saying that the rate at which you should work for you to be within the budget that you have. So please write it down, go back and find more information about TCPI.
Okay.
Because if you don't understand this one, everything you have done is wrong. If you tell your team you have a problem, what is the solution? You have to understand what TCPI is for you to be able to provide solution to the problem.
Okay, but so but there's a column there, but pieces they do this TCPI too, right?
Everything there for pieces. We will go there. Just that today now we are already out of time. So tomorrow I will show you how, because all these things we did, I just want you to understand whatever pieces is going to do.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, thank you. Because if you understand it, when you are explaining to your team what pieces did, you will understand it. But if you don't understand them, you show something for screen, they say, okay, what does this one mean? Those managers, they understand them more. So when they misfire, they know, they go say, sorry, can you come back to what did you say this one is going to give us? You're going to say, I mean, what are you saying? Anyway, so the next one is the same TCPI, but this time around we are looking at specific value. The first one we did, we are making correction as in the whole budget of 4,000. But if we want to make a correction to specific area, say, okay, well, we check the 2.5. This is what we saw. If I want to now make another correction, say, oh, I want it to be correct when we get to day 5 or day 6. What the formula you are going to use is BAC minus EV divided by EAC minus AC. Just the difference is that instead of using BAC under, we now use EAC, now use estimate.
So this is TCPI to specific value.
Absolutely.
Okay. What was our BAC value again?
Check your notes.
Oh, budget and completion. Let me just
Mhm.
type it down.
Mhm.
Too much. Okay.
So when you understand this one, it will be good because at the end, there will be a major project assignment. So all this calculation, you will do a detailed major project assignment that is going to come at the end. When we finish the Primavera one, we'll now do it in Excel. Then I'll now give you some templates that you might need when you are working. Then I'll now give you the project assignment to work on. You now do it both on Excel, both on Primavera pieces, and do the calculation manually. When you do 3 of them, you don't hold your side. Anyhow they come, you did.
They will do some SCOF too, Abi.
For sure. That's why when we now go to Excel, we'll now do the S curve, and also for Primavera pieces, we'll do the S curve. And not only to do the S curve, you should be able to analyze and explain what the S curve is saying.
Right.
The only problem, we just pray for time. My time is becoming so choked up with all these consultancy. Anyway, so any question based on what we have done?
No. Practice. So there's no like abbreviation for TCPI to specific value. It's spelled out like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Just to warm up what you did, I will put an assignment across now.
Nice.
Write it down so you can use it to practice between now and tomorrow if we have time to meet tomorrow. So you have a project spanning from day 1 to 10. Spanning from day 1 to 10. Each day you are going to be spending $100 and the total budget is $1,000. Now you went to visit site with your superintendent at the end of day 7. At the end of the 7, they have only done 50%. And they have spent $900. They've only done 50% of the work and they have spent $900. Normally, for every day, supposed to be, any day they complete, supposed to be 10%, right? Because the total amount they are spending for each day is $100. And the total job duration is 10 days where they will accumulate $1,000, right? But when you want to check at the end of day 7, as planned, supposed to be 70%, right? But however, they have spent instead of 70% they're supposed to have done, they only did 50% and they have spent 900. So do the calculation on all the parameters and bring out the data, do the analysis and the forecast figures. So we'll look at it together tomorrow, inshallah.
Okay.
Okay. Secondly, at least this one gives you a little idea of what we have been procrastinating to do.
Yes, this is actually good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you to. I remember
I
that.
know saying I mean, I don't allow you
You
well for
don't
this.
want me, why? I
As
go they
in,
drive, they go, if they call me for CPI.
air value, air value.
This man, they drive, which one will they calculate value? That's okay. You know what? Maybe we'll leave this for weekend. We'll do it once and for all. No.
Because the thing, but when you go use Google will tell you one, tell you two, and if you know yourself, you can't confuse which one you
Now
want
what
to
for
follow.
Google? Anybody they put anything for internet, Google will take an who know, who don't
Exactly.
know. Whatever you put inside, Google will bring out to show anybody where they ask question.
So see what they put inside me, so that's why.
Simple. Wherever I need to, internet is a free space. Put anything there. Google will spit out and give person where they ask the question. You not gonna know that. But the truth of the matter is, whatever I'm doing, I try to understand down. You know, in a way that it could just be part of me. Whether they do any stage of PC or even when they do mathematics of those days, or they do take off from drawings. For example, when I want to do any takeoff, the drawing, I dey spend 60% of my work for drawing. Because if you understand the drawing, your takeoff will be correct.
Yeah.
If you don't understand the drawing, your takeoff can never be correct. Take your time, understand that well. Then when you want to do your takeoff, to just be okay. Easy.
Before I forget, then okay, they will never reach this performance factor said, but
No, we are going to get
we are
there.
going
Right?
there. Okay. The follow as small line up. May not too plenty say for my head, man, not confused.
We'll get there for sure. Try to find something.
Nigeria.
I hope I remember. I was trying to find. I have a template where they tell you do. I have a template where I tell you do my PF value for every reporting period.
Okay.
All the formulas are already placed there, just for you to update the values weekly. To just do the calculation for you and do the trend analysis. I will send that to you. So.
And I sure say you still get this end value on all this BAC, all of them. You get if you put the EVPV, go your come about.
I have a template where all these things they inside. But I just wanted us to do it manually because once you depend
definitely.
on
For
only
interview, as I call
once
you,
you
like,
depend
they
on
ask you
only
all
the
these things.
template, if you
No,
don't know what did they happen.
yes. No,
But
it's very
I will
good.
put the template together and share with you guys.
Okay.
Just for you to put the figure, all the thing will calculate and show you what you need.
Okay, that'll be very good because that's going forward. But this manual stage is very important. When I was there, they asked for in my interview with that.
So, but normally, another thing, for me, if I don't remember if I don't remember, I go tell them say the use of a software is to aid my productivity. Simple. You don't expect me to put all this formula into my head. What is important to me is how to explain or analyze the meaning of whatever whatever the parameter that I'm seeing. I know what CPI do. So if I put the right parameter, the right data on my software, and it's giving me 0.4, I know what it means. If you give me 1.8, that is what is important to a planner scheduler. Why do I need Primavera pieces anyway?
Okay, Oga. If una be two way on it, and then the other person tells say CPI na AV over PV, you they argue, they say pieces they do, and you know what it mean. Who they go give work? Not be money with the fine.
Crucial.
You understand?
That's if I don't know I know just keep quiet say I don't know. I go home and say I small now. Like say
Okay, that one is but now
if I don't know, I know just accept say I don't know. I go let them know say you know what, it's not what I know what thing I they do. I know the grammar for head. Once I put on, that's why I have a pieces to do my job. I did not they do brakata. I know just accept say I don't know now.
This is what you talk, so they don't use that me for one German winch for what do they call this company? They say, I don't forget the one. The beginning asked me all the end value formula. I said, now pieces, now pieces I they use pieces they
I
do on the
wonder.
back end. But it is okay, it's okay. But I don't say that it's okay now. Okay, rest. You don't know that you don't know.
I know.
So it's good, but at least you will feel very happy if they ask you the ones where you know and you're able to say it, and you will feel at least after the interview, you will feel relaxed. Like even if they don't call you back for the interview, you will say okay. But just imagine you don't know that should they explain and you can say, hey, so now this small thing I just miss now they talk plenty, say pieces they do this one, or they do, you know. So
Yeah.
so it's good. I'm happy that we're doing this very well because recent value. I did dream am for a long time. I don't dream of so much.
So by God's grace, tomorrow we will go
Okay.
further to do some other things.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. The one I say you should try to practice with, try to do is tomorrow we'll just check the figures together and we should be good.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bless
Good
you.
night.